Good morning. So lately, I've just been having a desire to help others, and it's always been on my heart, but I had different limited beliefs as to why I couldn't do it, why I'd be able to reach out to a certain amount of people I used to deal with before, where I wanted to, I was trying to mentor people on how to make money and such. And although I have made more money this year than I've ever made, I don't really necessarily care about it. My heart's desire has always been personal development and helping people that are depressed, helping people that are stuck, helping people that are suicidal, helping people that are filled with anxiety or living unideally. And so my goal is to help those people, because I've been depressed a lot. I've had anxiety a lot. I've had times where I was super in my head and overthinking and having continuous problems. And for the most part now, I don't have those. I don't take medication. I don't take anything for mood. I'm in shape. I make a good amount of money. I love who I am. I can talk with people freely. To me, I'm very successful. And to me, success is based what is it your heart's desire? Who do you want to be? And are you living that vision? That to me is success. It's not made based upon money. It's not made based upon status. I think these are all things that are up to each individual creator. For me, my vision of who I attach my I am to is I am healthy, I am in shape, I am beautiful, I am loved, I am deserving of all the blessings. I live the life that I desire. I think the way I desire to think, and I feel the way I desire to feel. My goal is to do the same for you. I had a huge revelation that I wanted to share that I think is pinnacle of living the life you desire. I gotta switch arms because my other arm's getting tired from holding the phone out. For a very long time, I got caught up in law of attraction. And law of attraction is all about feeling certain emotions. And that tells you whether or not you're manifesting, right? Or even furthermore, morning, I would feel, if I felt fear, that there must be something wrong, in my inner suggestions to myself were automatic and unconscious, but that there was something that was wrong. And what I've learned from practicing law of assumption for a very long time, if I am the only cause, I bought the pearl, as Neville Goddard talks about, then my emotional state isn't needed in order for me to manifest. My outside isn't needed for me to manifest. All that is needed is an inner conviction, right? Because when you're married, you still have times where you're sad, even though you're in the state of being married. When you're wealthy, you still have times where you're in the state of fear when you're wealthy. Or times where you might even feel lack when you're wealthy. Now, it's obviously not a dominant state, because if it was dominant, you wouldn't experience wealth in your life or marriage in your life, right? So emotional states don't matter. And yes, what I found is when I'm in my ideal states, I do feel better most of the time. However, when I do feel emotions, there is no longer a story of that there's something wrong. It's simply just there's a sensation going on in the body. And it can be there or it can not be there. And it really doesn't make a difference. So this is something I really want to bring home. Your emotional state is not determining whether or not you are manifesting or not. It is your assumption. If you think back to any time you affirmed anything, you may have been in a state of panic at the time, but yet you were inwardly convicted that something was so, and it ended up turning out okay. I can think back of many times where this was the case. You go on Reddit and you see some people that manifested a specific person from a state of anxiety, stress, fear, frustration, sadness, because their inner conviction. I know I've done that. So I wanted to emphasize, because I think this is a big hang up, is a lot of people take the law of attraction and law of assumption and tie them into one and the same. They are not the same. Law of assumption is an assumption, it's a belief. A belief is loyalty to the unseen. So it's not saying my emotions loyal to the unseen, or that the outside is loyal to the unseen. It's saying my belief or my thoughts are in alignment with the unseen. And if I can do that, then everything automatically flows from there. So that's why a lot of the time Neville would visualize or affirm something to be so, and then he would just simply end up dropping it. It's because he knew that if he was there in imagination, that it must exist, since imagination creates reality. If you haven't read The Pearl of Great Price, I highly suggest that video by Neville, or he has a PDF form as well. It is incredible, it's powerful. And really the whole entire thing behind it is that your imagination creates reality. And when that's like fully grasped, then manifesting becomes easy, because there's nothing opposing you. There is nothing besides you. Everything outside of you is the shadow of the world. We all know this. And so for me, I accepted that for a while, but then I had a hard time accepting for a while. Well, if I'm not in the emotional state, well, then I must be doing something wrong. Again, this is a limited belief that is causing undesirable outcomes, because whatever meaning you give, whatever you experience is what expresses. So when you have the meaning that no matter what I feel, it is my inner conversations and convictions that manifest, well, then that's what you get. I hope that helped.